Have you ever glanced at that bottle of olive oil in your kitchen and felt confident you were doing something good for your health? Many seniors rely on olive oil to support heart function and overall well-being, using it in salads, stir-fries, or simply drizzling it over bread. The troubling reality is that much of what's sold as extra virgin is fake, diluted, or has never seen a real olive grove. Studies indicate that nearly 8 out of 10 bottles on the market aren't what they claim to be. That figure is, honestly, unsettling for anyone who wants genuine nutrition and value for their money. Imagine going to the store, seeing a beautiful label featuring a Mediterranean landscape, and thinking you found liquid gold, only to bring home a concoction that could harm your body more than it helps. This widespread problem has its roots in the fact that genuine olive oil is a high-priced, labor-intensive product. Authentic extra virgin olive oil starts with carefully harvested olives, pressed at low temperatures, and handled in a way that preserves antioxidants and healthy fats. All of that costs time, resources, and skill. Unscrupulous producers exploit the gap between demand and supply. They blend cheaper vegetable oils, like sunflower, soybean, or canola, into the mix. Or they refine older, lower-quality batches and then relabel them to pass as top-tier. Some even rely on additives or chemical solvents to mask poor flavor or rancidity. That kind of counterfeit practice undercuts honest producers. And, really, it robs buyers of the nutrients they're paying for. It's not just a problem in one region. Certain countries have gained a reputation for large-scale olive oil fraud, but no single place has a monopoly on deception. Some areas produce wonderful, authentic oils, while also harboring opportunists who flood the market with counterfeits. Spain is the biggest producer on the planet and sells vast quantities to countless supermarkets, which makes it an easy target for those looking to cut corners. Investigators have identified large shipments of cheaply blended oil passing through distribution networks, eventually landing on shelves around the world. Even so, Spain also gives rise to some of the most respected brands, so it's never as simple as rejecting an entire country. The same can be said of Italy, which is often regarded as the cradle of premium olive oil traditions. There are authentic family-owned estates that treat olive oil like a cultural treasure, yet there are also bottlers who import lower-grade oils from different countries and dress them up with Italian labels to sell at a premium. The United States isn't immune to these issues. Many older adults in America believe extra virgin olive oil is a healthier choice to manage cholesterol or improve cardiovascular health. Yet, a study by a well-respected university revealed that a notable share of the bottles tested didn't meet basic criteria for extra virgin standards. Some oils turned out to be stale or diluted. Without strict federal labeling laws, large-scale importers can put almost anything on the label. And consumers are left guessing whether that Italian extra virgin is actually from Italy, or even from olives. Emerging markets such as Egypt, Morocco, Tunisia, and Turkey have also entered the olive oil game in recent decades. These countries often have centuries of olive growing history, but they may not have as strong regulatory frameworks or enforcement. That inconsistency opens the door for diluted, mislabeled oils to slip into export channels. Researchers have discovered adulterated blends that sometimes contain chemical residues or trans fats. Sometimes, seniors who think they're doing their health a favor might inadvertently introduce harmful substances into their diet. The same can happen with oils from Argentina or Portugal, where, honestly, the majority of producers may be honest, but a small fraction undermines the entire industry's integrity. What's really frustrating is that fakes can be surprisingly convincing. Even an experienced palate can struggle to distinguish a well-crafted imposter. The counterfeiters may use chemicals to remove off flavors, then mix in just enough real olive oil to lend a grassy smell. They package everything in a sophisticated bottle, complete with images of olive branches, Mediterranean villas, or official-looking seals. A casual shopper, honestly, often can't tell the difference by label alone. That's why, a few simple tests can make all the difference. A first step is to examine the harvest date. Truly high-quality producers know that freshness matters. You want an oil that's been pressed within the last year, ideally between 6 to 18 months ago. If the label only shows an expiration date or best buy date, it might be hiding the fact that the oil is already stale. Another indicator is the packaging. Real extra virgin olive oil prefers darkness, so you'll usually find reputable brands in dark glass bottles or metal cans. Clear plastic bottles let in light, which breaks down healthy antioxidants, and plastic can leach chemicals over time. Price also tells a story. Genuine production is expensive, involving careful pruning, manual harvesting, and cold pressing. If a bottle costs a fraction of what you'd expect for real extra virgin, that's a red flag. Bulk deals that seem too good to be true likely involve a diluted product. Once you bring the oil home, open the bottle and take a whiff. Real olive oil often has a green, vibrant aroma, like freshly cut grass, green tomatoes, apples, or artichokes. If it smells like crayons, old nuts, or French fry grease, that could mean it's rancid or heavily refined. A taste test can reveal more. Swirl a small amount in a spoon or small cup, sip it, and let it cover your mouth. You might feel a slight bitterness or a peppery bite at the back of your throat. That sensation often signals the presence of beneficial polyphenols, known to protect cells from damage and help reduce inflammation. If it tastes bland or heavy, your oil might be low on nutrients, or not from olives at all. Some individuals have heard of the fridge test. In theory, real olive oil should cloud or solidify at low temperatures. But honestly, that method can be misleading. Different olive varieties have unique fatty acid compositions, so a real high-quality oil might not solidify in your fridge. A simpler approach is the water separation test. Just pour a small amount of your olive oil into a glass that's partially filled with water. Real olive oil generally remains in distinct, separate droplets and floats on top. But when it's adulterated with certain cheaper oils, it may disperse more easily or mix in strange ways. After these basic checks, if you still feel uncertain, look for recognized certifications. Some producers actually submit their oils to rigorous third-party tests. In Europe, labels like PDO or PGI indicate a protected geographic origin and specific production standards. In the United States, certain seals from recognized industry groups can be helpful, though they aren't mandatory. If you crave absolute certainty, consider buying from local farms or small-scale producers who press their olives on-site and welcome visitors. Though not everyone lives near an olive-growing region, so some online retailers do specialize in direct-from-the-farm shipping. A small bottle of fresh, legitimate extra virgin olive oil might cost more initially. But honestly, it can really be worth it for the taste and the knowledge that your money supports transparent practices. Many seniors find that once they use genuine olive oil, they notice deeper flavors in their food and feel more assured about the effect on their overall wellness. One area that often sparks confusion is color. A vibrant green hue might suggest freshness, but high-quality oils can range from deep green to pale gold. The color depends on the olive variety and the harvest timing. Some legitimate oils are a bit more golden, others are greener, and it's not a guarantee of quality. Some producers cynically manipulate a bottle's label to mislead about the source. You might find phrases like packed in Italy or bottled in Spain, which doesn't necessarily mean the olives were grown or milled there. They could have come from anywhere, blended in bulk tanks, and only packaged in that country. That's perfectly legal as long as it's disclosed, but it's easy to miss if you're scanning labels in a hurry. If you care about the region, you need to look for clear statements like product of Crete, harvested and bottled in Jaén, or produced and bottled on site at a single estate. For older adults or anyone monitoring their cholesterol or managing heart conditions, choosing the right oil can be a big part of everyday health. Real extra virgin olive oil is loaded with monounsaturated fats that support cardiovascular function, along with antioxidants that protect cells. On the other hand, Adulterated oils can add trans fats or industrial residues that pose risks. Making an informed choice is crucial, especially when the difference between real and fake can be so subtle that, honestly, the senses alone might not catch it without a bit of practice. Adulterated olive oil also raises broader questions about transparency in food supply chains. It's a reminder that not everything with a fancy label or an impressive brand story is genuine. Many large operations hope that the average consumer won't know the difference. Meanwhile, smaller, honest producers may struggle to compete in a marketplace flooded with cheap fakes. By paying attention to labels, harvest dates, and regions, and by using your sense of smell and taste, you support authenticity and discourage unscrupulous behavior. Once you've identified a reliable brand or local producer, it can be wise to stick with them. Monitor the quality over time. If you open a new bottle and notice a drastic change in aroma or taste, it's definitely worth investigating further. Some variations do occur between harvests, but a major shift might point to shady practices. Anyone who invests time learning about real olive oil eventually realizes it's more than just a cooking fat. It can elevate simple dishes, bring out natural flavors, and support long-term health. Seniors especially appreciate that genuine olive oil can be a gentle ally in digestion and may help reduce inflammation tied to joint discomfort. The authenticity factor matters because, honestly, the benefits come from nutrients that fakes simply don't have. Being vigilant about olive oil authenticity fosters deeper awareness of how your groceries get to your table. Once you train your senses and get in the habit of reading labels or checking certifications, you'll likely notice improvements in your meals and overall confidence in your kitchen. That shift can inspire you to be similarly cautious with other products prone to fraud, like honey, spices, or certain specialty cheeses. Each positive decision is a step toward ensuring that what you eat is exactly what it claims to be.